woman who didn't grow up in the hood, she understands that the hood don't really represent masculinity. Let me tell y'all something. There isn't much masculinity in the hood. There's a bunch of angry men who respond emotionally to a bunch of things. That's not masculine. If you're willing to smoke somebody every time something go wrong, you got a problem with somebody, you're gonna take them out. You're angry. You're an angry little man. That's emotion. That's not masculinity. And the majority of the time, most women who get their hand put on by a hood cat. So that's not masculinity. Masculinity is where you are able to logically assess situations and not respond emotionally. Where you're able to navigate a situation and teach who need to be taught, lead who need to be led, push who need to be pushed away, because you're assessing the situation logically. You're not moving from that emotional perspective and moving in the wrong way. You're not doing that. So in that environment, there isn't a lot of masculinity. But those women, you got to think about it. You take women from that environment, and then the square girls, everybody got a relative in that environment, right? So the square girl, she go to the hood to visit sometime, to go around her grandma's house, because a lot of grandmas live in the hood, just grow up in the projects. That when the projects, in the beginning, the projects were a place for elderly people to stay. But then, the grandkids come there, and then, the grandkids go up there, and before you know it, the people in the project got younger and younger and younger. So you get in there, you got a grandma who live in the projects who ain't got no help, and then she got them children there. Before you know it, them children get the girls getting pregnant young, and the boys getting girls pregnant young. So it's a bunch of grandbabies running around there, with moms and dad that's 15, 16, 17 years old. So you're moving through that environment, and before you know it, everything in that environment is childish. There is no maturity in that environment. So there's no femininity or masculinity in that environment. There's a bunch of people who act exactly the same. The girls and boys act the same. The girls and boys act the same. The girls and boys believe the same things. The girls and boys dress the same. You think about growing up in an environment with the hood, man, the girls were wearing boys Jordans. There wasn't no girl Jordans at first. The girl was wearing boys Jordans. Back in the day, man, when the ones, twos, threes, when them Jordans came out, man, wasn't no girl Jordan. It was all boy Jordans. And so the girl, all you go to school, everybody got on the same shoes, the girls and boys. Because there was no distinction. There is no distinction in an environment where there are no true mature men and mature women. Everybody's just a being. There are no boys, girls, there's no girls, boy, there's nothing. There's just a bunch of beings in there. So what they did to change it up, to suppress, to make a difference between girls and boys, they said, okay,